check this out.
Let's get cracking!
Welcome back, everybody, here to your coverage of the D2CL. I'm your host for the English live stream, Toby1, bringing you game number 2 of Na'Vi vs Power Rangers. The winner of this best of 5 going all the way to the LAN finals at DreamHack Bucharest. Let's go to the game, because we are already underway, and I hoped in this game we would see a little bit more aggression coming out from Power Rangers. I know I tweeted it out. In Game number 1, I was really happy with the way the game was played by at least Na'Vi. Na'Vi were playing really nicely across the map. The draft was really nice by Denny. He backed them into a corner, and Power Rangers fell for the bait. And Power Rangers ended up going for this very defensive survivability kind of lineup that was never able to really hit back at the Na'Vi lineup, relying on basically only the Batrider to give him the initiation. Now, that didn't work at all. So, in game number 2, we get Wisp, we get Timbersaw. Great relocating heroes. We've got, as in repositioning heroes, you got Wisp that can just tether and take any major carry and make him even bigger. You got a Timbersaw who's very difficult to control and lock down. While Na'Vi kick off with 2 heroes who together make for a very brutal combination. The Slark is such a mean little devil. He fights like an Australian. You just can't keep him down. And with a Tree Protector adding living armor onto the back of him, so you got living armor, and then you've also got like your Dark Pact, you break free, but your Shadow Dance makes it very, very difficult to control him. Because even if you're walking around with a gem, you still at all times cannot see the Slark. So Power Rangers need something to work against this Slark. It's also another big problem too when you go for vision. Because you just have, like, Slark slows down, he's like, there's an observer ward here. So keeping vision across the map is also a really, really difficult thing when you're battling up against a Slark. So you're going to worry about him rotating around to try and kill you off, and he takes out all your vision, so you can't see him coming. So then how do you battle up against him? And the only real answer is having more and more survivability. Like, that's the only way you can really get around him. Someone that can fight directly up against him, survive, and then just battle harder. Like, that's the only real way this is going to work for them. And right now, Power Rangers, like, again, we take out the controlling heroes. This time they should take out the Witch Doctor themselves. The Disruptor was the final ban out from Na'Vi in the last game. But they took out the Skyrush and the Brewmaster again. They do not want these heroes in Na'Vi's hands. Well, Na'Vi, it's a 2-for-2 for the Razor Ban. Faceless Void will be added to the pool as well. Obviously, a great hero up against the Slark. One guy who can battle up against him, because then you could just, like, throw everything you got the Slark and he cannot react. Even with the living armor, it wouldn't be enough protection. And then you got Batrider and Necro being banned out by Na'Vi. So it's the survivability heroes and the control heroes, and well, Na'Vi just keeps getting tankier and tankier. Now, the Viper being selected as well. They could actually, if they want to now, Na'Vi run an off-lane Viper with just living armor protection from the Tree Protector, and that'll be enough for him to survive. The Wisp harassment won't be enough to bring the Viper down. You could even just throw like an extra support hero up there. Okay, even with an Ogre Machine, that doesn't really change much. The only thing which I would flag right now for Na'Vi is they still have to be careful about Power Rangers aren't going to run a core Jakiro. In fact, maybe Power Rangers revealed a little bit too much with that secondary support pickup. The primary reason why I'm still a bit of like about Tree and Protector is because Jakiro can just melt through the towers. And the living armor doesn't protect. Like it ticks out with the ticks from the liquid fire. And the living armor just can't keep up with the high level liquid fire. But Power Rangers have no ability to force down towers right now. At all. Like Wisp, like this has to be a tiny fourth pickup. And yes, you notice who the Denny didn't even, like, after Wisp was picked up in the early stages, he doesn't care about the primary hero. Like, if it is a tiny, he feels very much prepared to fight up against him. Like, a Viper can keep him at range, a Slark is able to jump in and out. Obviously, the burst damage is a real major problem for the Slark, but at the same time, if the Slark gets big enough, it isn't really a problem, because his 4-4 combo won't do enough, and you're gonna, like, Treant Protector will give the armor over to the Slark before he runs into the fight anyway.
10
Now you add a
seconds
Tidehunter to the
remaining.
mix, so we get Phonics Hero, which means we will be looking at more than likely an
5
Evorce
seconds
Slark,
remaining.
a Dendy Viper. You could switch those two around easily.
Reserve time.
And then one more support hero. And a Power Rangers want to... Oh, my lord. Naga Siren pickup.
Navi's turn to ban.
Navi needs some direct control. Someone that's also going to screw with the Wisp when he relocates in, if that's even a problem. Like, this could be a Naga in the mid. Like, if they
10
believe it's going to be like
remaining.
a Dendy Slark in the mid, then they can run the Naga up against him.
5 seconds
That's
remaining.
okay. Problem is, the Naga probably won't find any kind of kills.
Reserve time.
Yeah. It's difficult to work out exactly what Power Rangers are doing here. Even for the laning, like, you could run a safe lane Naga Siren farming up, but if Navi really wanted to contest this, then they actually don't need much. The Slark and Viper will get so much momentum. I'm almost tempted to say Navi can get really greedy and pick up the double big combo, and that's having a black hole added to this. Malphistone is perfect up against heroes like a Timbersaw. Not to mention, like, when you relocate in together. Actually, about the Doombringer.
Dire team ban.
I suppose that could have been the third core coming up from Power Rangers. Will be a primary problem for Slark. The major silence heroes have already been removed. The Death Prophet actually, however, has not been touched. This is something which I probably should have flagged a little bit earlier on during the draft, but
10 seconds remaining.
I don't know if either team will even want to go for this. Power Rangers could. Power Rangers could just run him
5
as the
seconds
mid solo. But at the same time, Death
Navi's
Prophet
turn to
up
pick.
against the Slark. Again, then you go down the lines of not having enough control, because right now you've only got the Ogre Magi stun. It's more than what they had in the last game. But yeah, the Dazzle was the final ban out against Navi. That would have been just too much survivability. And not really enough lane presence in my mind. Like, the Treant Protector's really good for getting nice catch-outs, but they need someone that can...
Lion.
Okay, that'll work. Yeah, you get stuns, you get
Dire
control, you get
team
really good Mad Drain, perfect up against heroes like a Timbersaw. And more importantly, you get burst damage. And that's what will allow him to bring down the Wisp. You still get the stun you're looking for over on the Timbersaw. Very difficult to land, mind you. But the hero will function. It just doesn't really... I would have preferred something more like a Sand King in this game. Probably more than anything else. And the only reason why I'm suggesting that is because it at least gives you, like,
10
it brings you a
seconds
secondary
remaining.
team fight to go with the Treant Protector and the Tidehunter.
5 seconds remaining.
But also, it gives you someone that can farm up inside the jungle. Like, the Tide could do it with Anchor Smash, but you do
Reserve
not want to be
time.
really relying on the Tidehunter to farm with Anchor Smash. So yeah, maybe the SK would have worked out a little bit nicer in this game. Could have been really problematic, though, if he got caught out. Can't hide inside a sandstorm if Naga Siren pops her Song of Siren off. But the other heroes from Power Rangers don't have any kind of control over a Sand King. Like, literally, actually, the only thing that can control the Sand King right now would be Naga Sleep. You could damage him, but you can't bring him out of Sandstorm. And then you can just use your Invis to move quite freely wherever you want to. But Power Rangers have one last hero to select now, so it's a core. It's a primary we're searching for. Unless it's an Ogre Magi mid, which it's highly, highly unlikely. And the Death Prophet would still be... It's still a nice selection, but I think Power Rangers would be a little bit too concerned there's no control. It gives them their silence, it gives them some tower pushing power, which they just don't have. Their split push is okay, but it's not like split push won't get you a win in this game. The Treant Protector's living armor will outlast everything. That's... Like, your chip damage into the tower is not going to work in this one. The Tiny is the last hero which still combos really nicely with the Wisp. And they could potentially run a dual lane in mid. But then Navi could also just, like, do a switcheroo on them, push the Slark to the safe lane, put the
10
Viper in
seconds
towards the mid
remaining.
lane. And then that combo to kill him off will be really difficult. The living
5
armor,
seconds
you just have to give
remaining.
space to the Treant Protector to get some higher levels up in that early on, so maybe even bypass the Leech Seed. And then go on ET.
Navi's turn
Now,
to
they
pick.
really are trying to focus on that team fight of theirs. They really want to get that team fight of theirs. Power Rangers lineup, with the synergy they can get, could do a lot of terrible, terrible damage. But if they do not gain momentum on these heroes, the game is lost. Where Na'Vi, it kind of feels like on the flip side of that, like, if they gain momentum, this game is won, like, hands down. Into the mid game, if they don't have momentum, it's going to be a bit of a struggle, but they'll still be able to get there. In the late game, they will probably get crushed. Treant Protector really falls off on effectiveness into the later portion of the game. His ultimate's not casting any big channeling ultimates that are coming out from Power Rangers. A lot of their stuff is very much burst damage orientated. So right now, Power Rangers, even Nagasara with the split push into the later portion of the game, then it will work. Then it will work. Then the Living Armor won't do jack all. But in the early stages, I'm really uncertain about what Power Rangers can achieve with this draft. If I was gonna bet rares just after watching the draft, it would probably be over on Na'Vi. Hilarious thing is, if I was gonna bet rares before this game started, I'd go with the high reward bet and put a lot of money over onto Power Rangers, because PR could, like, they're the team which could easily give an upset win. I know over on Dota 2 Lounge it's 61% to 39% as far as the votes go there. We actually ended up having over on JD. It was 80%, or 80.88% against 19.12%. That was a little bit steeper over on Join Dota in favor of Na'Vi. But we have a lot of Na'Vi fanboys over on our page, so could explain a little bit more. Fanscore's going to have a bit of a quick check. Yeah, Fanscore. What's he doing? What is he doing? Is he trying to drag him? I think he's trying to drag him down. There's a pause right now. Did he DC? Did he DC? What are you doing, Fanscore? It's good luck, have fun. Good luck, have fun, and 1 point goes to Power Rangers. They get nothing for it. They get nothing for it. It just seems that Fanscore has suicidal tendencies. He spent every cent of his money. That's why I checked it. I clicked on him. He had 0 gold on his hero. And they're just like, well, okay. I think we'll need 2 minutes to work out what the hell just happened right then. And, well, Power Rangers. I don't. Is at this point Power Rangers will they fall for the dream hack? 2 years ago move that was done by No Tidehunter back in the day. Oops! Did we die to Roshan? Would you like to come and have a look? Never happened before in the history of Dota. That moment right there. Oh. I don't know if they're also asking, like, are you actually in Roshan? Because Power Rangers have no vision of this. This is the, actually, this is the dive. Wait, they do. They put a ward on top of a ward. Oh, yeah, they did. They did. Alright, yeah, they are not falling for jack all. Didn't realize that a Vor's actually standing directly on top of a dire observer ward. They're not falling for anything. They know Na'Vi are not going Roshan. This bait has quite well failed. Oh, man. I assume he just DC'd. It's the only explanation is he just DC'd. Well, while we got ourselves a moment here, boys and girls. If you want to, you can see in the bottom left-hand corner. Go over and buy up the little curious, the little courier, a little like mini Tuskar. It's like his removed cousin, like 3 times removed, of course. Yeah, you can buy up the package. You'll increase the prize pool. We've already gone up to a nice hefty sum. Of course, we'd love to push it up even further for the LAN finals. So get yourself over and do that one. And of course, you can follow me on all my social networks. If you are over on VK, I started using my page again. So it's Toby1Dota for everything. That's Twitter, Facebook, as well as VK. Alright, so, the answer is... He's on wheels, damn it!
Begins.
This guy's on wheels! Until Vanscore dies, looks like he's gonna be bugged out with animations. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now he's actually walking properly. Yeah, but it was on purpose. I have word from the Na'vi camp that the feeding was on purpose. It was meant to distract them as well as just having a quick little jump back to base. Now J4, well, that's a really nice room for him to have early on. And it's going to make Phonic burn through his extra consumables, and this is not what he wanted to have happen. The Ignite level up also allowed Okamashai to get 3 attacks into him with that double damage, and he will zone Phonic out now. Anchor Smash and no Anchor Smash. And Phonic, oh, J4. the battle invading of the Giants. Then he's going to be forced back in towards the middle lane. This brings back memories, free-to-play documentary. Dendy solo mid as Viper with a Tree and Protector support. And they run a Wisp Naga combo in the mid. Well, on bottom lane, Cheshire Cat versus Savorst. This battle could actually go either way. And because it's not a Timbersaw offlane, they actually run Shashlo on the safe lane as the Timbersaw. So the ET actually works a hell of a lot better up against the Slark in the early stages. And Timbersaw knows he can actually do a hell of a lot more up against the Tidehunter as well. So there's kill potential on this top lane too for PR. They'll need more levels into Okamashai first, and they also need to make sure he's got the mana for it, which currently he does not. And Diddy's going to have a real rough time here in the mid. You've already got the bottle coming up, so that's a 1 minute 30 bottle. Flying the way of the Wisp. Phonic. She made a success. Yeah, he did. Just by standing still in the trees, he juked J4. But this is going to be actually just a rough lane early on. Actually noticing where Denny is sending most of his damage. Chesh here. FNG. The rune's sitting on top of him. It'll be an Invis rune taken by the Tree and Protector. And Vanscore, well, he's moved up. He's only leveled up Hex to start with, though. And there's living armor for FNG. They're considering a fist bump into him. The body block from the Invis body block coming out. This is not really what Sneeda wanted to have happen, though. He just actually had just a fraction of a second of that bottle charge cancelled by the creep. Giving a little bit of a buff up to Cheshire Cat. But all this is meant to go into the Viper. And back to what I was about to say before about the Viper in the mid. Denny is actually focusing a lot of his attack into the Naga Siren. So trying to tick it down, force the bottle charges to blow here, but they're actually running dual bottles in the mid. So that's a lot of heal and regeneration coming up against Dendy. And, like, what does he even really do against this? It's like, survivability is the only thing. It's almost a point where I don't know if Dendy really wants to go into a bottle build here. It might be better just to build up all Phonic. Anchor Smash. Whirling Death doesn't care about that. Level 2, in fact. Into that Whirling Death allows him to have that bonus damage to bring down the Tidehunter. Wow, really, Timbersaw? Could you not say cut you more? God, he talks a lot, that guy. I don't know what they say about men with big machines. Never shut the hell up. That's what happens. I don't have a car, so you can't. I'm an exception to the rule. But then he's back to doing his pulling. If he can just keep his distance here, if he can avoid going into the bottle build, because there's no way he's going to win the direct damage. So for him, it's just his own basic regeneration and stay on top of the CS. Bottom lane, oh, look at the leash on Cheshire Cat. Vanscore, going to wait until he can follow up with the stun. And there you go. Slark picks up the kill. Obervan to keep that slow on him. And now we go technically 1-1 on the board. It's not a 2-1. It's a 1-1. This is where it gets problematic and actually really quite great for the Power Rangers. When you can have a Naga Siren who's got all the mana in the world, obviously the Wisp just wasn't able to control that rune, and you actually got the Tree Protector taking the double damage rune. So this double bottle isn't working the way they really wanted it to. Primarily because, like, you got one bottle empty at the moment. And they don't get a refill. Like, it's all meant to be about rune control. And Na'Vi has kind of shut that one down. So they've got a lot of money here, which isn't really having any kind of effect until you send it back with a courier every single time. Yeah, and Denny, he's just surviving with living armor. What level are we actually sitting on that for Tree and Protector? And it was, so I was wondering if FNG would try and prioritize the living armor in this game as opposed to like Leech Seed or anything else. They did. He put the 2 points up into the living armor, so Denny can survive. He picks up a Ring of Basilius. So giving him a full Ring of Aquila when he combined up with the Wraith Band. And even a little bit of Magic Stick Charge for the other spam. FNG's low on life, because obviously farming up inside the jungle. We'll go back and heal. Ooh, nice and snare and Cheshire Cat. The living armor, though, is still protecting Denny. The stomp to follow up. It's going to hold Denny in position. He doesn't have stick charges available. Advanced score arrives a little bit too late, but Naga Siren, they're going to get hexed up and take a lot of damage from the tower. But they got what they came for. The ET rotated up. They took the kill. The downside is Force is getting a lot of momentum down here, but at the same time, Shashlo is doing the same thing up on the top. Even Shashlo going in for an Orb of Venom. This is how much they really just wanted to make sure they had lane dominance over that Tidehunter.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But really good rotations coming out from Power Rangers. I said this team needed momentum. And they're definitely on their way to gaining it.
Dire's bottom tower is
Overall,
under
they're
attack.
actually ahead by 1,500 gold. A little bit behind in the experience, but that won't be much of a problem. And again, they're not going to get their rune control. Na'Vi is right on top of it. Avors takes one, FNG takes the other. So again, you've basically got this extra cash from the bottles doing nothing in the mid. But even with that disadvantage, they're still ahead of the ball. And that's what it's all about for them. So we need another minute in for Na'Vi. I don't know what's going on with FNG. Just so everyone knows too, I know there are some other games scheduled for Na'Vi tonight. They've got a match up against Cloud9 as well as up against BBC. They will be using their wildcards for those matches. We have been assured by the Na'Vi management, as well as in fact the players themselves, FNG was the man saying it, that no matter what happens, Na'Vi will play out this entire best of 5. No breaks, no pauses. We go through one game after the other. There is no stopping this final from being played. Now, J4, trouble. He's got 3 FNGs to choose from. And right now, FNG, he got stunned up too much. Funny doesn't have a gush, so he can't slow him down. He needed the leech seed. That was the primary thing that was required to get that kill. At the same time, I end up losing a kill in the bottom lane. It's going to be a Vorst taking kill underneath the tier 2 tower, while Naga Siren dies under the tier 1 tower in the middle lane. A solo kill to Dandy. And a Vorst even scouting out Itzy, who's running himself down that mid lane. They're not fast enough to catch up to him, but all they really want is to kill in the mid. Look how far up Dendy is coming. And Avors running in with no mana. He used his Shadow Dance to dive onto that tier 2 tower before. Slips through. Now the ensnare over on Dendy. Support's going to be there from FNG with the living armor. So Denny is protected for the moment, running up the river. Even though support's going from behind, Vanskull couldn't get the stun over on the Wisp. But he'll get the Hex off. Cheshire Cat trying to get the Spirit on him. The Stomp will come, but Denny moves himself back down the lane. And now they can trap him in. Sonido, he'll actually jump himself up with the attack from Lion and Denny. Both followed him up the hill. FNG couldn't get the leech seed off. He tried to turn for it. But Power Rangers brought a lot of support in very, very quickly. But then again, Avors, the bottle charges bring him back up again. He gets the leash over on the Naga Siren. No sleep to try and protect him. The Stomp will come down from the other Titan. But they break free very quickly of the sleep. And Avors is now on a killing spree. Instantly TPing back the ET to the mid lane. This will force Na'Vi to retreat, but at the same time, Avors just runs himself down to the bottom lane. He's back to full life, obviously, the wonders of a Shadow Dance. It's good movement speed as well as good regeneration. And this is a 3-0-1 Slark. So you ask yourself the question now. Okay, First Blood went the way. It went the way of the Timbersaw. But what's Timbersaw really done on this map so far? He's gone into the Arcane Boots. Yay. But there's been no other presence from him. He's not coming into the lanes. So when Timbersaw really comes into the battle, he's got to do a lot. Like he's still ahead in the net worth because he didn't have to rotate out. But Slark's only 200 behind him. And there's that Soul Ring now coming in as well for the Timbersaw. So it's like Hurley Bloodstone into rotating for kills. That looks to be the only goal right now. Because they're not going to be taking towers. They'll flash farm up for the Naga Siren. The Okamashai has been prepping that one for a while now. Oh, funny. They can't reach him with J4. 360 speed versus 345. Okamashai not too fast. But again, Avors, where are you running to? He's just out of vision so he can heal. And now they're switching their lanes up. Yeah, this is right. They needed someone to actually battle directly up against Avors, so they send their strongest hero. to the bottom lane. So Shashlo will come in. This will buy a space now for the Naga Siren to get free farm up on top, especially after the injection of golden experience by taking out that triple stack. They still fell behind in that experience and net worth. And for all the control which they try to put inflict into Dendi, not a lot of it's really worked. Sure, they got a kill on him, but he's got 1 kill and 2 assists to his name. And his net worth, not too shabby either. 3.6k as opposed to 2.9k at the Naga Siren. Dying 2 times for no kills. And that's why probably Power Rangers put her up towards the top lane. Because they realized that, like, without the catch-up farm, the Naga Siren won't be the hero they needed to be. And they needed to be a Radiance hero. A Radiance hero with a lot of life points. And Funnick now realized, like, yes! I have Wisp and Naga. These guys can't do jack to me. The Wisp basic attack is still 62 points of damage. Wait, is that a relocate? Yeah, it is. Jumping towards the middle lane, they go on Dendi. Dendi's got the buckler flying in right now, and he almost killed off Sonido. He's so low on life. Vansicle rotates in. Cheshire Cat will now take a fall. The relocate will pull him back in just a moment, and there she goes. But a failed gank coming in. In fact, Tidehunter waited for him up on the top to kill off the Wisp. The Ogre Magi desperately tried to scramble himself towards the Ancients then to deny himself up, but that's still going to be a 3-0. And because the Ty was involved, he got himself solo experience. It's 520 experience points for the solo kill. And also, strands Naga Siren up on the top lane. Vansicle rotates up. He's not level 6 yet, so he can't go for the straight initiation. But what he wants is, well, basically, okay, now we do. Oh no! That's not the plan, Stan. ET splitter, they have to bail out. The Stomp's well off targeted by Cheshire Cat. But the plan was to get the stun off. You'll go into a mana drain, and they'll make it impossible for any kind of reaction there from Naga Siren. What I actually believe is actually meant to be called Sonra. I got tweeted about this before. I'm gonna actually double check. Also, shout out to the guy who tweeted at me like how he's watching his games tonight, and the poor bastard, he got done by my followers by saying, "Clean your room, clean your room." Poor guy. I'm actually trying to get back, but there's so many people who are just like typed "clean your room" at this guy. Poor man. Poor man. Yeah, so it is actually Sonra. It's an Egyptian god. Obviously, I know Ra.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But my Egyptian history is a little rusty on Sonra. Divorce, Blink Dagger, jump in. Ooh, he took a lot of damage then. Will leap himself away, but definitely shows Timbersaw that he's willing to fight. Problem is right now, Divorce, he's even going to get himself a haste rune. The Spirit will come down. Stomp or no stomp. He'll leap himself out. They need to get there in time for the blast. The Fire Blast will not be able to reach him. And Shashlo even hiding himself inside the pit. Only I'd say that wouldn't be a great place for him to hide because he can't really chain himself away, but after seeing what ISIS did inside that pit at ESL 1,
tower is under attack.
I will not question decision. So Funnick Ravage back off cooldown 13 seconds time. Probably on the way he was able to secure that kill over on the Wisp. Sorry for not checking the abilities after the kill happened.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ogre Magi. Oh, man, how much would he give for just a multicast right now? Well, he needs his levels for it, but he can't come close to Viper. Because the second he does, if he gets Viper Strike, J4 gives away a free kill. That's just as simple as this mid lane gets. FNG's coming in close too. But this Ogre Magi is keeping his distance a very, very long way away. He's not risking anything. He's just trying to soak experience. But Denny will not make it easy for him. He's already got 29 denies. Okay, misses that one. Now J4 finally comes close enough that he thought he had an opening. Actually TPing in 3 heroes towards this mid. Finally concluded they want to try and force a team fight. Got both Overgrowth as well as the Ravage. And Vanscore's walking around with a finger of death. They put down the sentry ward just in case they thought they're being watched from the high ground, which technically they are. This Dire Observer ward is seeing in quite deep, so they know that Na'Vi is here. At the same time, I don't think they really care, Na'Vi. They're just going to force the tier 1 tower. Well, Divorced, again having to back himself away from the Timbersaw.
Middle tower is under attack.
A really offensive hero up against the Slark, but
tower is under attack.
Divorced, he gains so much life so quickly when he just disappears from the side of Power Rangers. And Power Rangers getting ready to fight in the mid lane. They've at least brought in Cheshire Cat, which means ET Splitter coming from the tree lines. They don't really see this in time. Dendy and Funny could get clapped by that, but it's so little damage. The Living Arm is repairing Dendy anyway. They bring down the tower, and now Vorst is ready to pounce them. The Bloodstone is up for Shashlo. But I don't think they're capable of taking a team fight up against Na'Vi. I think Na'Vi realize this too. That's the reason why they have everyone in the mid lane. They're forcing their advantage while they have it. Put down a nice aggressive Observer Ward as well. He's actually a very... What is this little cliff area too? Just a little bit further down, just on the edge here. Let's have to put it up high, but it sees a very, very long way.
What sort of prize is this?
Right. So Wisp and Naga, we still haven't seen any kind of presence from them. Bought a Radiance recipe already from the Naga. Must have thought he's going to die at one point because that recipe now means he can't pick up the relic. He has the money for it. Sold the recipe, picked up the relic. Yeah, I got a feeling it was a misclick. It was a mistake. Because it must have only just been purchased, or else he wouldn't have got as much money back as he did. So the relic is now over on the Naga Siren. Yeah, it made no sense to pick up the recipe. Ogre Magi to go down the middle lane. Viper, another kill for him, and again Living Armor protects him. And again this Finger of Death not being used. Wild, Cheshire Cat, Trouble, Horse into the Shadow Dance. The team will come in, and actually they relocate the other Titan away to safety. The rest of Power Rangers have to move in close for this. But Na'Vi aren't going to fight it. And then just let it go. They're taking the tier 1 tower in the top lane at the hands of FNG. Vorst needs to regenerate too, so he's going to back himself up for a moment. We've got 16-minute runes to control. And what are we going to get? Bounty runes, so more into the bottle of a Vorst. And they know Sunito is there. Dark Pact, he's going to blink up. There's your instant damage, then into the leech. Holding the Wisp in position. He'll tick out anyway. Doesn't matter what happened there with the tether up. While up on top lane, that Ravage, it's not available for Funnick. He's short of the mana. Now he's actually got it. Even after, he didn't even have to use the stick charges for that. So Cheshire Cat into the tree lines. Another leash over here onto J4. Multicast, but not enough to really control anything. While Cheshire Cat hiding in the tree line. Funnick can't find him. He might be concerned too, the Cheshire. Yes, he can't TP out because he only TP'd up towards the top lane. Totally certain Na'Vi will be aware of that too. So he'll stomp. FNG, Leech Seek, gonna give it all the life points back. Yeah. They even stick around to enjoy the extra life leech. And they take the tier 1 tower in the top lane. So 12-4, 3 euros lost for Power Rangers. This, of course, will not include the towers going down, which will actually be nice. Volvo, if you're currently tuning in, please include tower gold in the team fight recap. Even the income which you've picked up from creeps would be a nice thing to actually see. But Vorst goes back to his farming on the bottom lane. And I assume that's actually going to be Maelstrom. And I assume correctly, Courier is in fact flying it down from the mid lane. And now Maelstrom in snare. No! 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 It's a dragon! It survives! You can't kill a dragon, man! Wait, are they relocating for the Courier? Uh-oh! The Courier is gone! Flies even over Roshan and will get the Maelstrom over. The 6th player of Na'Vi with the ultimate jukes. And that's a relocate wasted. And the tier 1 tower in the middle lane slowly being chipped away. Venska will come in to defend this. Such a great hero as well to line up against Naga Siren. You can't battle with illusions up against this hero. Hexes and Mana Drain just get rid of the illusions instantly. Doesn't matter how strong they are. It just procs them. Now Vorst, the new bounty rune, just pounces himself away after the Riptide damage. Roshan collapse over to Sunito again. While up on top lane. A little bit of battle up against Shashlo. But will be the Wisp to go down. Vorst, man, this guy hit so hard already. He's up to 503. At least the Radiance will be completed for the Naga Siren, but the problem is it's a raw Radiance. You still got a hero who's sub 1,000 life points at a level 10, and she's your core. Well, the Wisp just keeps chipping in more experience and gold. And the Viper is also getting even more cocky. BKB this time will be purchased up by Dandy. He goes up to high ground, the Viper strike, just trying to keep J4 down, and then again, he can just kill J4 right now. One more attack and J4 is toast. The Meg charge will trigger. More supports coming in right now for Na'Vi. Of course, they'll try and tether and chase after Denny. The ball's hitting him pretty hard. And then Vanscott only stuns over on the illusions. Then the Hex. It'll actually mean that you can't get the pullback on the Chakram straight away. Denny, the Spirit, won't be able to reach him either. Nice Timber Chain with Whirling Death. A lot of bonus damage into Na'Vi there. But a blink to Ravage. He wants the death of Nagasara. And a kill secure coming out from Vanscott. Wanted the kill before this kind of stuff could happen. Shashlo diving into the tier 1 tower. He's got his reactive armor charges at maximum at the moment. A Vorst right behind him. He wants to pounce control, and Funnick being dragged down. It's a double kill for this Timbersaw. Of course, that puts a big bounty on his head right now, and a Vorst will take it from him. Sonido also. The Viper, that Wisp coming in at low life. So we have Viper go down, Dendy right onto the tier 1 tower. And the other two as well, a little bit further back for the Tide. You underestimate the amount of power which is coming out from this Timbersaw. All the Bloodstone charges too that Shashlo was able to achieve. He actually lost it and more. But he's already up to 2.7k gold, and he put the dint into Na'Vi which he was searching for. When they're so far ahead, you kind of need some level of dint like that to try and plateau the advantage, which was just increasing and increasing. This is where my concern has kind of come in a little bit stronger for the Power Rangers lineup. Nursing this bottom tower. They're just going to keep living, armoring it up. Mid tower as well. Top tower. All of these towers are going to be regenerated up. It's going to take time from FNG. And every time that Na'Vi try and fight, obviously, he can't just heal them up. He can't heal the towers up. Well, bottom lane, FNG, speak of the devil. 3-hero gank. There was no Ravage to protect him. So he will go down here. But PR, while this treant's down, they need to inflict damage. They need to bring down the towers, primarily. Without the injection of money, it's going to keep falling behind. And if they can go through an entire game without actually taking a tier 1 tower, it's going to cripple them for the later part of this best of 5. Funnick is actually going to be our... I'm not going to say mech man, because the mech's already done. They're trying to build into a pipe at the moment. Now, multicast, but blinked into the tree line. Fanscore, a blind stun, going to miss. He's still going to get hit by these Wisp balls and goes down to Nagasaren. Ending a killing spree. The ET splitter will clean up the tree line. Not to mention the Timbersaw cutting through it. He knows the Funnick's going to be in the corner. Thought he might have been TPing out. Funnick, how quickly can you blink? The Chakram, oh, I think they don't know where he is. He's in the tree line. He doesn't blink out. Anchor Smash, 5 seconds until Ravage. TP support, it was coming, actually ends up being cancelled. He didn't come in the whole way. Funnick, the Ravage will pop. TP, can you do it, Funnick? He blinks. He's running. Denny will come in. He'll actually give cover fire. Cheshire Cat ticking down very, very low. The relocate takes him all the way back to Fountain just in case. The tier 1 tower being protected by Fortify as well as Living Armor. But this will not save the tier 1 tower, and Na'Vi have no intention of battling that bottom lane. Not with the Ravage down. So Power Rangers will take their first tier 1 tower of the game. Tier 2 tower takes a little bit of nibbling damage. Of course, was just up there farming. Looks like he's going to go into... Well, there could be a Lincoln Sphere, but more than likely we'll be looking at a rushed up Skadi after the Maelstrom build. BKB for Timbersaw is now completed. 4-1 over on Shashlo. He's neck and neck with the net worth there of a Vorst. And that's exactly what Power Rangers needed. The graphs now start to turn back their way. And these illusions from Naga scouting out the fact that Na'Vi is over inside their jungle. While FNG, whoops, Nature's Skies, there's no tree there, man. He has to lead seed over onto the Nagasaren to protect himself for the moment. They're rotating down very, very quickly. FNG's really got to keep these towers back at full life. Even though PR didn't... Denny wants to have a poke in, but no one's in there. PR don't have a bad lineup for Roshan, but it's not the greatest. Their DPS is still very, very low. Na'Vi, they're going to take the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. Denny will take a little bit of damage for this. I think he's just going to call for some living armor, however. Got no Ravage. Surprised Na'Vi are trying to force this. Like, Shashlo is the primary man. He BKBs as well. Timber Chains through. Vanscore. He is so toast. Chakram comes back off cooldown. That oldie from FNG only mildly controls up the Timbersaw. And Divorce does have this double damage, and he wants to go in. The BKB's down for Shashlo, and he goes instantly for Sneedo. He got the leash on too, so there's no way out of here for the Wisp. So it'll be a support for a support trade-off. However, the T1 tower is slowly being brought down by Sun Ra. And then he's trying to force him back. No more towers. They don't want to lose any more towers. Really good experience coming in there for the Slark. He was so far up, he actually took the solo experience. That's level 16 now in for the Slark. And 1,300 gold as he bought up anything else. What have we got in the courier? It is actually going to be a Lincoln Sphere. He's looking for protection. I suppose when you think about it, there really isn't that many stuns. And if he can evade the initial stun too, coming out from the Ogre Magi, he should be able to break free then. It really is too good. It's good regeneration. I say good regeneration when, like, I know all he's got to do is just hide from the enemy, but it's going to keep the mana ticking up. And when he is visible, at least he knows he's going to regenerate. So, funny thought towards the top lane. More defense required. Actually got a rotation from FNG, hiding inside that Nature's Guise of his. They need living armor on this tier 1 tower. And now it's going to come in. They see him? Nope. Funny, realize he has to tank this up. FNG will basically just dedicate his next, like, 4 living armors to bringing this tier 1 tower up. Tier 1 tower in the mid lane should also be another focus, but it's easier for the Na'Vi lineup to defend that. So primarily it should just be the top tower. Oh, they found oh wow, they found the Naga. That's bigger. Havorst, Vanscore here. Finger of Death going to be committed. And that was just into the extra damage with the Dark Pack. They also managed to catch out Sneedo. He's trying to relocate himself out, but looks like he got interrupted. And Havorst still able to chase him down. For all those wonderful people out there that did buy the D2CL ticket, congratulations on your ass. Havorst, he won't be able to catch up to Cheshire Cat. But they put observer wards up on the high ground. They should be able to easily be scouted out by Power Rangers. I don't know if they can really even get rid of them yet. Because Na'Vi is tightening the noose. They're controlling up now the Dire jungle, as well as adding pressure in towards the tier 2 tower on the top and the bottom. The bottom, the top and the middle. The bottom lane is being pushed out by Timbersaw. But he doesn't do damage to towers. He can build up creep waves that can do damage to towers, but he's not a tower killer. This is the primary weakness of the PR lineup. They don't have tower killers. Not unless you see Elder Titan walking around with Assault Cuirass as well as like a Monkey King bar sometime soon. And he's going to get clamped a little bit. Triggers the make charge because he wants to keep the creep wave alive as well. And they'll take the tier 2 tower. No fortification available, so just take the tower, they'll fall back, they'll control the jungle, and they'll push the top lane.
Radiant's bottom tower
They don't have Finger of Death available, but still they have the Ravage up and running. So the ability just to jump in and initiate is easy enough. And you got a Blink Dagger on the Titan too. Actually now TP'd himself to the bottom lane, so they're actually not really in a great position to fight this. But neither are Power Rangers. They've still got Naga Siren farming up inside the jungle. Havorst just leaves himself away. They want the tower down. It's in deny range, and they have to let it go. There's 4 heroes from Power Rangers, and they don't have their Tidehunter there. But then again, J4 out a long way. Havorst will pounce in again. He focuses on this Wisp. He wants the buff up hero gone, and he got him too. Now the tree ulti, holding in position. Shashlo, that BKB, most of it being wasted, while then he sends in his own BKB. Naga triggers the sleep as the BKBs wore off. Na'Vi have to wait. Vanscore trying to inch himself forward. The tower still not being denied. The Stomp holding a force in position. But Na'Vi will finish the tower. The backdoor regeneration's kicking in, so they need a little bit more help. And they just grab the creep wave instead, Shashlo. Now they've actually got a sentry ward up there, so they know there's an observer ward. That's a dire sentry ward on top of the Radiant observer ward. Unless my eyes are tripping me, which they are not. Havorst got the... actually, he got the leash, but chain is a beautiful thing. That full Mjolnir proc doesn't want to come anywhere near him. The amount of pop damage is too much. Now Naga, TPs, Ravage, cancel the TP. That allows the Force to get there in time. The relocate up on top of the hill, which means a tether down. He's got to keep this connection going a little bit longer, however. 7 seconds. Havorst, Blink Dagger up. Thunderkid's here too. He's got to lend the gush. Need more negative armor. Relocate 1 second. He pulled him out. Cheshire Cat also coming in with the Spirit into Stomp. PR scrambling the defense. It's going to be more difficult now. There's a Blink Dagger over on the Lion. That BKB is also the least of their controls on Viper. He's got 3.5k gold. Soon we're going to get to a point where Dandy could actually... I don't know if he wants to buy into a heart to try and survive up against the Timbersaw, or if he just goes straight into something more like a butterfly. Both choices are available. The Spirit's going to walk in, ruin Na'Vi's party for a moment. The Stomp only just controlling Dendy. But you got FNG looking and waiting. The BKB jumping from the Timbersaw. Chakram will go, but the Plant from Funnick gives the protection they require. Sharshaw up and towards the high ground. Again, the splitter being used. He chains across, multicast onto FNG, but Avos pounces straight away. He won these supports. He couldn't get the leash off. Another 3-man stomp, but Avos, the Mjolnir proc caught him out. Vanskor jumped up and found the Timbersaw on the high ground. Keeps the Suns going. They need more control. Finger of Death. He'll chain himself down, but he's right next to Funnick. The Anchor Smash range will actually end up killing him off. While Avos was keeping the rest of Power Rangers back past their tier 2 tower.
Radiant's top tower.
More heroes lost. Roshan's going to go down. The top tower will be destroyed by the Dire side, but they're going to lose Roshan now to Na'Vi. And Avos, he'll drop the bottle to pick up the Aegis Immortal, so FNG will have to carry the bottle for now. Avos, you greedy bastard! If he left the bounty room for FNG, he could have actually had 3 bottle charges in for the Treant Protector as well. Avos. Be a team player, man. Team player. 2 observer wards up. Avos being watched so closely. But still, he's able to reach Cheshire Cat. Don't put the Chakram. He had no real choice anyway, but the lightning proc was going to hurt him. And he's still got Shadow Dance and the Aegis Immortal. But he's trying to pounce up. He got him. The leash. Sharshaw didn't go all the way up. And now the tether's going to come in. Avos, Aegis Immortal would be triggered already. Sure, he picked up the ET. He'll be able to blink himself away to safety. That Whirling Death coming just a fraction of a second too late. And look at him run. As quick as he can. The Observer Wall will scout out Sneedo. Just sitting inside the jungle. Right next to, again, the Timbersaw, who chained himself away, which allowed for the pull down, but then he's BKB protecting him, and then FNG. Dandy, he still wants to back up. The Nagasaran ulti is gone. The Chakram will fly up. Dandy actually now be controlled up by the sleep, and Avos pounces himself in. Gets the leash on the Nagasaran. He doesn't have Shadow Dance available. Throws away his life. Beyond Godlike Street taken by the Nagasaran. 851 gold for that one. And then they go into FNG, and they'll take him as well. Look at the gold change up. Almost 1,500 gold for the 1 kill for Nagasaran. A little bit more because of the extra support. We include all 3 now. Yep, there you go. 1,500 and almost 1,400 for the Timbersaw. Not to mention 8.6k worth of experience swing. Now that is a hell of a lot. That was kills that Na'Vi really did not need to give them. And that advantage is going to steeply change. Very, very steeply. From 17k down to 14. With just 3 kills. That's 2 big cores of Na'Vi. Funnick able to escape again. And Nagasaran's finding more space now. This will be the Reaver to be picked up. Getting into that heart after finishing up the Manda style. The illusion's going to become a lot more problematic for Na'Vi to deal with. Obviously, you do still have your Lion. And your Slark is now building into a BKB. Starting with his damage dealing item first. Wait, is it actually BKB? He is getting stunned up a lot. And he can't just rely on the Shadow Dance to get himself away to safety. Then normally you're just like, oh, I just pick up stat points instead. Unless he has a desire to go into a Desolator. Which wouldn't be a bad choice up against this Timbersaw. Steal his essence as well as his armor. FNG gonna find 2 heroes. Actually, only sees the 1 though. There was an Invis rune over on the Ogre Magi. Is there a gem? Is there something? Ogre Magi now gonna find Vanskor. A TP out. Is there any kind of sentry ward here? J4 living life on the edge, walking with this Invis rune. He'll have to TP out the tree line. They had their observer ward up on the high ground, so they can see anyone coming in from the west. Relocate. Alright, thought I heard it for a moment. Yes, they've been tripping me. Ty getting closer and closer towards this refresher orb of his. There's one else we got coming in. So we got a gem over on the Nagasaran. So Invis scouting now going to be happening with just the Naga illusions too. They're already problematic enough forcing out the lanes. Seeing Vanskor putting that mana drain to work. Trying to flash farm up for Trip Ancients.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And then at least give him enough for, well, basically the recipe. But he'll pick up the Perseverance to start with. More important, just have the basic regeneration before you can have the whole shebang. Is this Na'Vi smoke time? It's Na'Vi smoke time. Vanscore, not enough mana for a Finger of Death, however. This is really problematic because they can't just jump straight away and know they got the burst damage. They do, of course, have Tide Ravage. That's nice. But to find this Nagasaran out, actually, if they claim her gem, it's probably even bigger. Now, they're smoked up, so she doesn't get any kind of detection for this one. And then the tree line. The Hex, the Ravage, they need the Earth Spike, and then into a Drain from Vanscore. He needs to get this mana up, and he's got enough for the Finger of Death. He'll use it on the Nagasaran. Needed it dead before she got the sleep off. And now they're able to go over into the Wisp. That's a really, really big kill right there for Na'Vi. The gem being stolen. The Wisp trying to actually help her by relocating in to give the buff up. And they claim almost 3,000 worth of experience. And more importantly, 45 seconds on the sideline for the Naga Siren. Buyback is available, but will not want to be used. This Naga needs all the money she can get to that heart already. So they try and slow it down. Is that a full Ags? It is. Over on the Timber Source. So they've got double Chakrams and Fortification. I reckon PR can hold them out. With double Chakrams, an ET ulti if they really have to use it. Even though right now Cheshire Cat doesn't really have a lot of mana. They need to keep Na'Vi out of their base. Double Chakrams again. They're still into a Vorst. He really doesn't care. He did actually buy that full BKB. Funnick doesn't have Ravage available at the moment. But they keep the pressure in. The Naga will be back alive again. And they took about 1,000 life points off the tower. And in fact, Naga just BTs directly to the front lines. Potentially, she could Naga sleep and try and catch him out of position. There's no ultis from Power Rangers that were put on cooldowns. That was an option. Where is she checking? Roshan's not up yet. And in fact, Na'Vi, they're so close to Shashlo, they could sniff him. Getting burnt up by these damn Radiant illusions. And Vorst goes back to farming. What's new coming out? Got a Blink Dagger over on the Tree and Protector. Even Lion's walking around with his own Hood of Defiance. There's a lot of cash into Vanscore, in fact. Funnick's trying to find his remaining points. And he's basically got it. So, Refresher Orb, double Ravage, going to be available during the next team fight. This is up against a lineup that has 1 BKB, and that's on the Timber Saw. And he had that for a while. So he's only down to 6 seconds on the duration of that BKB. They found an opening. No, they haven't. FNG's watching him too closely. The Sentry Ward will drop. They'll scout at FNG. He'll go invis again. They drop a second Sentry Ward now, and FNG will die in the tree line. It's a lot better that FNG dies than it was one of the cores like Funnick. Especially when a Vorst is doing this on the top lane. They need to bring 2 heroes back to stop him. The ET split is going to be used. So Vorst just moves up. Evades it very, very easily. You can see it coming from a mile away, really. And then goes Sparkle Sparkle.
But not quite.
Easy retreat out. So the Butterfly now fully up for the Viper. Direct attacking into Dendi, going to be next to impossible. Oh, they found a Naga Siren. Vorst. Naga sleep. He had to BKB then. Even then, he didn't have a bash. He didn't have any kind of controller. It had to come from somebody else. He might have been able to just like beat into her, but it wouldn't have been a guaranteed kill. Not through 2,000 life points and 16 armor. And there's now your full heart in the Naga Siren. Wouldn't have been possible if PR couldn't defend that tier 3 tower without her buyback. In fact, wow, okay. I think Denny's just like, wait, this is a real one, guys. This is definitely a real one. Funnick, Ravish #1 with the Anchor Smash. Refresher into Ravish #2. And Wisp, he actually got interrupted. He tried to relocate save, and again, it's going to be a double kill on the back of a failed relocate save. Funnick blinks in for the body block. He was BKB'd up, was the only thing he could do to stop him, but now Vanscore, he's got his unavailable Finger of Death and throws everything they've got. Funnick is on a killing spree. The Spirit will go down. Cheshire Cat's keeping himself away to safety. But Na'Vi want the tier 3 tower in the middle lane.
Tower is under attack.
And they're going to get it.
Dire's
Fortification will
structures
slow
are
it down.
fortified.
Still the buy back up, but it's only the ET and the Timbersaw. They've lost mid-racks.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Pavost, in fact, just going to jump in. They could lose more here. The clamp's still going to happen, but the leash held him there long enough. There's already 11 essence points shifted out here by Avost. Avost should even blink himself away for the moment. Like, I know they're going to bring down the melee racks anyway, but they need to give him life points to fight. I know he's got Shadow Dance. He's fine.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Escape from vision for a moment there. They give him the living armor too. Got earn charges. Nope.
Dire's top tower
There's
has
top
fallen.
racks. They're working through it quickly. Avost taking the range rack solo. Now Timbersaw jumps in. BKB, that's only 5 seconds duration. Lincoln Spear triggered off by J4. And then Avost beats in. Look how hard he's hitting. The BKB will trigger. He's trying to again chase down into the Wisp. Will Dark Pact try and break free? You can't break free of that Earthbind, however. And then just TP's out under the cover is BKB and Naga Sleep. It was the only control ability they had left. But the full double ranking has been completed here by Na'Vi. How many heroes will they lose on the way out? That's the only last remaining question. Relocate up, and then a double stun coming in from Vanskor. Holding Sino in position of Denny. He just turns and brings him down. The BKB to pop, remember, Denny's still walking around with his butterfly. The tree ulti from FNG. Then he cannot TP himself out this one. Let's try and buy some more space. The Radiance tick out's actually going to kill him here. And they took a while to get the kill at the end. But Na'Vi did the damage they were searching for. They lost 2 core heroes, sure. But they did so much damage for those heroes. And their advantage kicks back up again. Na'Vi looking very, very confident here in game number 2. If they can take this, then they need 1 victory out of 3 games in order to get themselves to the LAN finals in Bucharest. Right now, Power Rangers aren't going to go down without a fight. They get back into Roshan. They get back into their farming. Look for your control. Everything they've got. They need Roshan down. Wait, did they just bounce up? Yeah, he aggroed the Ancients. Really, it's kind of weird with that cast range. Their spirit just connected on FNG. But they found Cheshire Cat. Just lead seed, dragging him back, Vanskor. He's got Finger of Death. He throws everything at him. It's not enough damage, but Cheshire Cat's most definitely injured. Roshan goes to Naga Siren. It's going to back out of it. The second Roshan, so no cheats available. Na'Vi will probably just wait out the 5 minutes now. They'll have a bit of a problem. Just because the Naga are illusions. Even though you do have the Super Seismic creeps running up and down the mid and the top lane. And you can just push the bottom lane out. That's probably gonna be their only thing. Like, take the tier 2 tower, only objective for the next 5 minutes, and then push into the tier 3 tower in the bottom lane once the 5 minutes wears out. That way, there's no extra survivability for the Naga Siren. If you find a chance for a pick-off, you go for it. If not, you don't. There's no reason for Na'Vi to risk anything. They're so far ahead in this game. By risking things, all they're going to end up doing is feeding Power Rangers more experience and gold. And of course, well, there's that pick-off opportunity.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
He needed the leash to actually latch. But it does have the double Ravage available, but he doesn't want to trigger it for just 1 potential kill on a Timbersaw, who still could trigger that BKB and negate the first hit. And then 5 seconds of immunity would be enough time for Timbersaw to get away. So they take the tier 2 tower. Well, they're a little bit ahead of schedule. That's only the first minute and 10 seconds of the Aegis the Immortal. Are they actually going to go? Maybe they don't care about the Aegis the Immortal and the Naga Siren. She's actually got a BT back soon. She's out of mana. But the top tower's been pushed out quite nicely.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
In fact, the tier 2 tower should actually die here. The catapult's going to do a lot of the work. Fortification as well as living armor. FNG's not giving it. He's saving his living armor for this bottom fight. The creep wave will come in, but the catapult... Okay, there you go. It's actually going to stop the catapult from doing enough damage to bring down the tower. So, oh no, the new creep waves arrive, so the catapult will finish the job. Unless he commits every living armor. It's good. It's a tier 2 tower.
Radiant's top tower is under
But Power Rangers, they're ready to fight. And they just got stomped up a little bit and put to sleep. Speaking of which, Naga Siren, with that diffuser blade, they could try and set up. But then again, what are you really setting up for? The ET ulti? Slark will just Shadow Dance directly after it. He also wants to buy that Monkey King bar of his. Leap, pounce up, he got him. Naga sleeps. At the same time, initiated with a Dark Pact. There's no Shadow Dance, there's ET Splitter. Get Vanscore and Denny back in again, but Funnick, the first Ravage will go. Vanscore's already on the sidelines right now, but the second Ravage from Funnick, it really made it so Power Rangers could never get the support back in again. And who have they really killed off? Denny triggers off the mech. There's a lot of Vipers out, a lot of Nagasarans out there, but the Aegis Immortal already triggers. The primary one's gone down, and Vorce wants to try and turn and fight. He's got so many essence points shifted. He's just too big. The Slark is just way too big. Denny will be shredded up by the Timbersaw. But Na'Vi will complete the job they came here to do. Vorce actually managed to get close up to Cheshire Cat. He'll kill him off so quickly. 24 points of essence stolen. Picked up the Monkey King bar, and he'll actually grab it from the Dire shop. And there it is. GG, well played. They realized they were going to get megged up. They battled as hard as they possibly could. As least it's a better lineup from Power Rangers this time around. It gave them levels of aggression. It allowed them to rotate across the map and be nice powerhouses. But there really was no plan B if Na'Vi got momentum into the mid-game, and they did. Vorce got a lot of space to play around with. Sure, Dendy was shut down early on, but that's because she used the Naga and the Wisp to actually control him. And there was that moment around the 10 to 15 minute mark, and that's when Na'Vi basically got so much momentum, and actually took away the momentum. Nagasarian didn't have enough power. There was a couple of weird fights when Slark, like when Vorst and Denny both fed themselves inside the Dire jungle. That was a moment right then when it could have made up for what was lost. Just the start of it, like the pebble that makes the avalanche. But avalanche never came, neither did the tiny pickup either as well. So game number 3 will be coming up after the short break. Power Rangers, one game away from being dropped down to the lower bracket final to face up against Team Marino Tinkerino on Monday night for the final slot, the D2CL LAN final. Stay tuned, we'll find out who will end up going to Bucharest.